Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and today we're in Tybee Island. We've come down here for Sierra's birthday. It's like a 6-hour drive from home, so it's not a big deal. So we drove down on Friday, and we're going to drive back on a Sunday, and just come down to the beach. We've done played in the ocean and had a little bit of fun here and there doing stuff like that. We've checked into our hotel, which is a B&B. We've got, you know, nothing really on the agenda, just hanging out. Really testing the road video micros right now because it's windy over here at the beach. All right, y'all. This is, I don't know, first night we've been in Tybee Island. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go down to the pier and I'm gonna do a long exposure. I'm gonna try to do one about 7-8 minutes. I'm trying to slick up the water under the pier, get that kind of ethereal look. We're gonna see how it turns out. Let's go see. Hey look, it's like the Blair Witch Project, y'all. Here we are. We're going over here to the pier. It's already dark, you can't see it, see? That's the pier. So now we're going to try and get a framing set up and do like an 8 or 10 minute exposure. It's going to be down through there. That's the plan. Well, that ended in horrible failure. The picture, this one, is blurry and the exposures is jacked. Thought I had the mode set right, but it, like, for a 2-minute exposure, it was exposing for like 7 straight minutes. So what's up with that? And I don't know. It was started to rain. I couldn't get the exposure to work. I stepped on a freaking seashell and stabbed my foot. Everybody's out there complaining because it's windy and cold. It's like, they just pulled the plug. Sometimes you just got to give up and move on. Good morning, y'all. It's the next day. Maybe today will be a better day. Yesterday went terribly wrong for me. Everything about that photo shoot last night went south. I took my XT3 because it has that timed shutter mode because I don't have a cable release, I found out, for my Z6 or my XT3. So I can't run bulb mode unless I just stand there with my finger on the shutter. But I found out I didn't have a rigid enough tripod. It was way too windy. I wound up hanging my camera bag from the tripod to add some ballast so that it wouldn't blow it around. But by the time I had done that, I don't know if there was vibration in the camera or what, but the image it's blurry. You can tell that it was moving around during the exposure. Even though I wound up going with a 2-minute exposure. I don't remember the exact ISO, but I got a pretty decent exposure with what I've done was I based it off of a operational exposure. I went to 25,000 whatever and then started adding shutter speed until I got a good exposure, and I think it was like 1 second at 25,000. Well, then you start doing stops down. So what I done is I started pushing the ISO down until I think I got to 200, and it was like 7 stops. So then I took the time up 7 stops, and it wound up being right at 2 minutes. So I did a 2-minute exposure. It starts blowing rain, like blowing rain up the beach, and it's come to find out a front moved through last night that we didn't have any idea was coming because I didn't check the weather like a genius. We're going to try to do a photo walk this morning after we eat breakfast. We're at the Beach View Inn and Spa. We're on the south end of the island at this resort, and we're going to see if we can withstand a photo walk to the north end and back. That'll be about a 5.5 mile walk all the way around. They take us a couple of hours. I doubt very seriously we'll make it. That's the agenda for today. I'm gonna see if I can't do me a slow shutter of the ocean. I really want that ocean slicked off look. I'm gonna have to do it in the daytime. I'm just not prepared for doing that at night, especially without any figures. You know what just dawned on me? I have the camera control apps for both the Z6 and the XT3 on my iPhone. I'm pretty sure you can probably program an intervalometer bulb mode setup into both of those. So today is Sierra's 18th birthday. We've got a few things kind of planned, but what we want to ultimately do is kind of let her choose the day. I kind of want to walk to the north end of the island and back, but that'll be a pretty good hike. I don't know if they're up for that. That's quite a few miles. Sierra's got a hip that gives her trouble. She has a partial labrum tear in one of her hip joints. It's like a soft tissue injury from when she was doing gymnastics. We've done some stuff to try and kind of heal it and did some physical therapy and stuff. It still gives her trouble, so we may not make it all the way to the north end. We may only do it a mile or two. But I'm gonna do something kind of Dan Milner-ish. If you haven't seen Dan Milner yet, and you're into photography, you need to search YouTube for him. He's got a small channel. It's not much bigger than mine right now, but I kind of expect him to go like gangbusters pretty soon. He's been doing photography his entire adult life, to where I did industrial electricity for a living and for a while, and then I did machine tool work and as a trade, and photography was my hobby. He did it as a photojournalist and a documentarian, and you know, he comes from film school. He's just really intuitive. I really enjoy his videos. He talks about seeing the world, seeing photography as stories. So we're going to try to do that today. I'm going to try to get enough photos in one day to tell a story about Tybee Island, a day in the life of Tybee. So let's do that. As fate would have it, I have zero more footage from Tybee Island, and it's because after the photo walk, my foot was hurting pretty bad. I have a big cut from the seashell, and I had walked on my foot, and to the point that I had bruised it. So I didn't really want to walk on it anymore. So they went to the beach. I took a siesta, laid in the air conditioning on the bed and rest with my foot propped up. Watched a couple of YouTube videos, seen Phil's. Basically just took the afternoon off. We went stand-up paddleboarding, and it was a lot of fun, but I never got back down to the beach to do my long exposure. All I got was the morning we left, Sunday morning. I got a little bit of drone footage before we pulled out, because there wasn't anybody out on the streets yet, so I could fly it down the street up above it and not worry about people being underneath it. So I'll close out with a little bit of drone footage so you can kind of see what the early morning hours looks like on Tybee Island. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This is David, the Georgia photographer. If you haven't done it yet, I'd appreciate a subscribe or a thumbs up if you like the video, you know, because those things are cool.
And until next time, get your camera out and go make a picture with it. All right, we'll see you later. Bye bye.